the first one, Samarooney?
Well, we can understand why anxiety is rising among the elderly as deaths hit seniors hard. Director of the Mona Aging and Wellness Center at the University of the West Indies, Professor Denise Eldemeyer Shearer, is concerned about the increasing susceptibility of the elderly, with more than half of Jamaica's COVID-19 deaths among 70 and over, persons 70 and over. Jamaica has recorded new cases, 74 on Thursday, 2 additional deaths, bringing fatalities to 40. And according to Dr. Eldemeyer Shearer, many of the country's 350,000 senior citizens are reportedly living in fear as they try to escape what she calls the creeping clutches of COVID-19. Among the deceased over the last 48 hours, a 90-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, and 2 St. Catherine residents, a 77-year-old woman and a 61-year-old man. All 3 apparently were suffering from underlying illnesses, diabetes, renal disease, hypertension, and high cholesterol disorders. So we understand this. I mean, the elderly has always been, I was going to say among, but if not, the most vulnerable since we heard about COVID. So,
and one of the reasons for that is because of what you said, because they would have other comorbidities.
So people now are afraid to go out and fill their prescriptions. Of course, you know, the PM on Monday lowered the age for the stay-at-home order from 75 to 7, so it even further restricted movement for the elderly. So they're afraid to go out, and understandably so.
Ah, boy. Well, we just pray. I was saying, I think it was yesterday, I said that they had, or was it Monday, where we were talking about the vaccine, that they pulled back one because it apparently
causing some
side
problem.
effects, really awful. So they pulled back that one. That was on the 3rd, I think it was the final trial. So not certain when we're going to see that vaccine. Boy, this is so sad. It's on the front page that 2 people killed by lightning. One just a 14-year-old.
Oh boy.
Ricardo Fisher and Sheldon Kane. And apparently in the area, they say it's always like that, and the lightning has killed animals. I remember watching a cricket match, Trinidad and Tobago against Jamaica at Kensington. Mervyn Dillon running up to bowl, and as he went up with his hand, the lightning hit him, and he just went. Thank goodness he was all right. But whereas I will coach and play in torrential rain, first sign of lightning, I come off the field. First sign of lightning, I come off the field. It's not something to play with. And then, if you read the story, apparently when the lightning hit, this lady yelled at them to
come out from under
the tree. They were picking pears, apparently. So she yelled at them to come out, and they just didn't move fast enough. One was saved, and he said he thought it was because he had on a water boots that helped him. But this is so sad. Condolences to the families of Mr. Fisher and Mr. Kane.
But I said they even put up lightning rods in the community to try and...
Incredible.
Really, really sorry to hear about that. Our condolences to the family of those 2 young men who lost their lives.
Those 14-year-olds and 13-year-old and 30-year-old. Wow.
What a shame. My God, that was a serious downpour though.
Yeah, man.
My goodness.
Wow.
Nowhere.
And it's just a couple hours. Can you imagine it was, I was asking yesterday if that video that I saw in Chelsea, if it was now or a long time ago, and Jody said it was the day before yesterday. I mean, the car, I don't know if you saw the video.
Half submerged.
Yeah. I mean, the water almost covered the whole car. I'm not teasing. It was way up to the window, and I have no idea how that car got there, because you must have seen the water. You don't. It's not an SUV. Some of us probably feel say you can't make it, and you try a thing.
But it just shows you how things can change in an instant, because I literally went into a building and I was like, geez, today's hot.
Yeah, man.
God, the sun was pelting.
Yep.
And then half an hour after, I was like, what is going on outside?
Yep.
So I have to be careful.
Yep. I said earlier that today is a really sad day for many, many folks. I remember watching Simon and Delia on Smile Jamaica. Woke up, turned on, and I saw this plane hit the building. And I thought it was some cartoon or so. And then I heard Dale said, "Oh, that's the second one, it's the second one." And I go, "What?" You know? Then I realized what was happening.
That day changed the entire world.
Yeah, man.
It was such a frightening day. I remember trying to reach my family in the States. Nobody could get calls out.
My daughter,
Nobody.
Nikki.
I mean, it was a frightening, it was a horrible, horrible day.
Yeah. Again, at that time, my daughter lived in Manhattan, and I could not get her.
Jeez,
all day, I tried to get her. Eventually, and so many things came out of that day. I don't know if you remember the plane that apparently was heading for the Pentagon. And the passengers just decided, said, "No, this not gonna work. We have done them people." And some sent messages. You can imagine send a message. So one passenger sent a message to his wife and said, "Boy, this is it, because we're gonna hurt them people." And because of that, they saved so many other lives. But boy, so today is going to be different, because normally they read out all the names. Apparently they're not going to do that today because of the pandemic. So there is a huge gathering. Apparently that's not going to happen today.
Well, they're going to play a recording of the names, but they won't read it just from there.
Wow.
Not a live reading.
Yeah, it starts at 8:30 this morning. Can you imagine it's 18 years already?
I cannot believe that. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I remember the morning clearly when I woke up. As I said, I was repeating myself, but Simon and Daly was doing the show.
18 or 19?
Well, it was 2001, so this is 19th. Yeah, you're right. It's the 19th. 9/11. You're right, boy. It changed the world.
Changed travel, it changed...
Osama bin Laden.
Everything.
Incredible.
Everything.
Well, and then it's something that I suspect youngsters would have died in it, and firefighters. So a lot of families.
Firefighters are still dying today, because a lot of the folks who went down to do rescues would have inhaled the smoke, and a lot of them are ending up with cancers of the lungs, of the stomach.
Not a nice day at all, boy. Not a nice. And I don't think it's something that you ever get over. I said before, as someone who's lost a couple of family members, you learn to deal with it, but it's not something you get over. And then sometimes something just hit you, and kind of go.
Yeah.
You know?
Good days and bad days.
You remember something, or you see something. I was saying, I was telling Clive that I pulled up at the traffic light last week, and there was this lady beside me, and nobody couldn't tell me, say it was your mama.
Wow.
Nobody couldn't tell me, and I go, so, and I went like that, and I go. When I said here, the woman looked exactly like Mama. So
that's uncanny. That makes me go, oh, wow.
All right, what's the final one?
Peter Tosh, 33rd anniversary of his death. Jamaican musical royalty, they call him. Self-taught musician. Released his seminal debut album in 1976 called Legalize It. The gentleman was born outside of Kingston in rural Westmoreland in 1944, and he came to prominence on the Jamaican reggae scene in the 60s, along with Marley and Bunny Wailer, of course, in a group that would eventually become known as the Wailers. So we celebrate his birthday today. So?
In studio?
I don't know, I'm trying to find out. It says remembering Peter Tosh on the 34th anniversary of his death.
When is Gilbert?
12.
Tomorrow? Yeah, so yeah. Gilbert was something else.
Remember that too, you know?
Yeah, man.
Clear.
I was here for Gilbert. Gilbert was what, 88?
88.
Yeah, and I came home 86. I was here for Gilbert. Gilbert never played either, you know?
Something else.
And I'm just told now that condolences to the doctor being a man.
What happened?
And Jody just sent a message that his mother passed. So, my friend, why? I'm just really sorry. Just really, really sorry, my friend. Really sorry. There you go.
Is that year. All right, guys. We're going to take a break from here. Still to come, posture tips for distance learning. More to come on Smile. We'll be right back.